think I'd be coming in here if I had a freaking firearm, sir? Let me tell you something. If you are afraid of the ocean, don't be a lifeguard. If you're afraid of the wilderness, don't be a park ranger. If you're afraid of the Constitution, don't be a law enforcement officer. You swore an oath, sir, to protect my rights. How come there's not a gang of cops here to violate my rights today? You know why? Because you people figured out that you messed up. You sure dang did. Oh, you did. You guys got a bunch of calls from AFA, didn't you? You guys got a bunch of calls from AFA, didn't you? You guys got a bunch of calls from AFA, didn't you? A lawyer?
Yeah.
Here, go ahead. I want to get a good.
Against
my will.
Want me to stand next to you?
Yes. Could you please so smile?
Yeah,
Smile. And really, I'm just a Joe Schmo. Like, I learned a lot of what I know now from your channel, to be honest with you. And it's a shame that I had these rights all along, and I didn't flex them. I didn't know them.
You guys will remember David Brown because of this.
We are at the city commissioner's office, and I am going right up in here with my sign. Go on in here.
Okay, what's that, sir?
I say I'm going to go ahead and go on in here.
Actually, at this point, I'm going to hold you up just for a few minutes. I want to find out what the situation is, Sergeant. I'd really appreciate you to come over here.
Whatever you want, but I want to go inside this building right here, and you're blocking me right now from it.
I have a sergeant coming over.
Well, the sergeant can talk to me inside of here.
I'm going to let you in. But in the meantime...
So you're trying to tell me right now, am I detained?
You're being prevented from coming in a public building. How does that sound, okay? At this point, I'm going to hold off on letting you in until my sergeant gets here. Fair enough?
That's really not fair. I feel like my rights are being violated right now.
Right here, activities or behaviors which present unreasonable risk of injury or harm to others, including visitors.
Where is it?
He's being disruptive right now. He's violating the facility rules just right here. And he's on the facility. So I would, give somebody a call and let's put a stop to this right now.
On November 6, 2023, David Brown went to the Sarasota City Hall in Sarasota, Florida. There he was met by about 7 cops who were completely unhinged. They told him that if he was wearing a mask or carrying a sign, that he was not allowed to go into a public venue. I guess the First Amendment to the Constitution, namely the component of your right to peaceably assemble and redress your grievances, is non-existent in Sarasota, Florida. After the outpouring of support he got from you folks at home from my last video, and the absolute criticism the city of Sarasota got from you same people after releasing my last video, he went back in there. But not as a clown. This time, he was Batman. And this time he was confronted by one of the same cops. I wonder how it went. And stay tuned to the end because our interview with David is after this upcoming video.
Once again, we are back. And this time I am with Batman, a bunch of flags, and my sign. Anybody think I wasn't? I've had that song from the not-so-favorite song from the 70s, Here We Go Again. But then I also have Batman.
Already a difference. Door seems wide open for him to enter this time. This is what it looked like just a week ago. This is what stood blocking the entrance to this publicly accessible building the last time David Brown visited. There were actually 7 cops, but so many cops responded to block a member of the public from entering a public building we couldn't fit them all in frame. Guess David and we the people taught them a very clear and concise lesson from the last video.
But then, right now I have All Out Life by Slipknot. And here we go. I am going to make these people stop me. Make them. I think they might have learned their lesson. Well, I'm pretty sure that everybody learned their lesson. Look at this. I want my rights respected today. How you doing, sir? Good. I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much for asking. I really don't want to be searched. Okay?
No.
No?
I searched before you went
You know that violates my rights against search and seizure, correct? You know that? I've hired a lawyer, sir, and my rights have already been severely violated, okay?
And here we have a hot topic. The Fourth Amendment specifically states that you have the right to remain free from illegal search and seizure. You also have the right to be secure in your person, your papers, and your effects. The Fourth Amendment also guarantees you the right to travel, and have that right to travel free from inhibition. So does a metal detector in a public building infringe on your right to be free from illegal search and seizure? The answer to that question is resoundingly yes, unless you live in one of 3 states. The Fourth Amendment protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. Courts in several states hold that metal detectors do not violate this Fourth Amendment right. Examples of states with such rulings upholding the use of metal detectors include Florida, Louisiana, and Tennessee. 50 states tried to get away with violating your Fourth Amendment right, and only 3 ultimately did. That's because the other 47 states knew that there was a real good argument that searching you is a violation of your Fourth Amendment right. It makes sense that a state like Florida, whose cops are so quick to deny you access into a public building because you want to redress your grievances, would also be one of the same states where they're so quick to violate your Fourth Amendment right on top of your first.
I will have to scan you before you go in there. And you have to take that mask off.
Oh, sure. You got it, Mr. Cepedis?
Don't worry, folks. Officer Cepedis of the Sarasota PD says he's got it, and we all believe that he's got it. Let's see how he got it the last time.
He's violating the facility rules just right here, and he's on the facility. So I would, give somebody a call and let's put a stop to this right now.
Clearly he didn't got it then, so let's hope he got it now.
The same person who told me that I was dropping my folder. You need to learn how to drop your fork and spoon, sir. Okay, you're very rude. You're supposed to de-escalate the situation, and you absolutely were trying to poke the bear, weren't you? You were. Oh, yeah. Yes, you sure were. Did you have to come out there while there was 4 other officers out there? Did you have to do that? Yeah, here. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. But I made it inside, which is, I think they learned their lesson, ladies and gentlemen. They do not want to tack on to the lawsuit that is already coming, okay? I've already got a lawyer, and he wants to tack it on. Liz Albert should actually be paying for the cost that this is going to cost the city. Let's take it out of her paycheck. Okay, sir. You know what? I am absolutely against you putting that scanner on me, that wand, but to go in there and get past this guy right here. You got your body camera on today, sir? Sir.
I do.
Oh, you do?
Can I ask you a quick question?
No. I lost respect for you, sir. Absolutely lost respect. Let me tell you something. If you are afraid of the ocean, don't be a lifeguard. If you're afraid of the wilderness, don't be a park ranger. If you're afraid of the Constitution, don't be a law enforcement officer. You swore an oath, sir, to protect my rights. If anybody in there is going to freak out, you need to be there to stop them, okay? If anybody's going to riot because of my sign about Liz Albert lying, you need to be there, sir. You need to do your job and stop them. How come there's not a gang of cops here to violate my rights today? You know why? Because you people figured out that you messed up. You sure dang did. Oh, you did. You guys got a bunch of calls from AFA, didn't you?
So the Sarasota PD never got a call from me. I think what David's referring to is the litter of comments that the Sarasota PD's public Facebook page received from folks at home like you that were disappointed and disgusted in their treatment of David the last time. I, in fact, have only called Sarasota once, and I called them today, and I spoke to the town hall, and I spoke to Liz Albert, the vice mayor, and I asked her if she was upset with someone trouncing around City Hall in a clown costume. She told me absolutely. I said, then why did you let the cops in your building in the first place? Pretty funny and ironic, isn't it? David shows up in a clown costume, and the only people that didn't want David showing up in clown costumes were other people in clown costumes. Like this guy.
I don't want to hear nothing he's got to say, sir. I'm sorry for being rude, sir, but I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
You're disruptive.
Look at sir. Look,
I have to ask you to leave.
was I disruptive the last time I went in there?
Yes, you were.
What did I talk? How was I disruptive, sir?
Well, you were disruptive outside the building.
Oh, you wait until I get my bullhorn and my speaker and I get out there and I make a whole bunch of noise.
That's wonderful.
You got that right. DCF tried to kick me off their property too, and it didn't work. Absolutely incredible.
I'm not trying to kick you off.
Sir.
I'm just asking you to...
Sir. So you got a completely different attitude today, don't you? Don't you got a completely different attitude today? Last time, sir, you were antagonistic. You were not de-escalating.
What was your first name?
You know what my name is? Good. And my last name is Citizen, sir. That's what you can call me, Good Citizen.
Well, good.
Here, sir. Here. Go ahead, sir. Here. Let me set my sign. Right here. Everybody get a good look. That's her right there. This woman, this is the reason why I don't have my kid today, because of her. That's Liz Albert, yeah. And believe me, I did put her best photo up there, believe that. Here you go, sir.
Is this Miss Alpha 2 here?
No, that's Maureen Shafalo. That's her cohort. I should have got my kid back that day. My ex had 3 dirty drug tests, and they acted like they didn't hear it, because they obviously hate men.
Right.
They hired... No, I'm not talking to you, mate. Go here, sir.
I'm listening.
They hired a lawyer.
Yeah.
Here, go ahead. I'm going to get a good...
Want me to stand
Against my will.
Want me to stand next to you?
Yes, could you please so smile?
absolutely.
Smile like Mr. Miller did. That cop was a liar. He tried Mr. Miller. I'm not even going to call him officer. Oh, you don't know who he was?
Mr. Miller. Is he an officer?
No. If you ask me, he is not an officer.
Well, you know, just go ahead.
He lied. Am I helping you?
Good to see you.
He lied. He told me if the sergeant says that you can go in there, I'll open the door for you. And he was trying, sir, you're interrupting me, sir. That is very rude. Hey, he tried every way to not let me.
Go into the meeting?
Of course, but he don't.
I was just going to ask you two quick questions.
You know what? I'll go ahead and do that for you, sir. Go
I
ahead.
appreciate that. Do you have any firearms or knives or anything?
Sir, do you think I'd be coming in here if I had a freaking firearm,
No,
sir?
I'm asking you.
The last time, sir, did I have anything on me?
No, I'm aware.
Sir, if the mayor thinks...
And here the cops are at it again. They think that your constitutional rights are bargainable, that there's some sort of quid pro quo attached to your civil rights. There's not. On the last visit, they wanted to exchange and bargain his First Amendment right in exchange for his Fourth Amendment right. And in this video, they want to allow him his First and Fourth Amendment right if he's willing to give up his Second Amendment right. And here's what I say to you folks at home. Never answer questions. You don't need to. Stay silent. The only answer to a police officer's questions should be this. And if it's an extremely serious situation where it requires some additional verbiage, you can throw them another one. There's no reason to answer any of their questions. They're trying to violate every single one of your rights. Well, then use your Fifth Amendment, and that'll really drive them nuts.
She's afraid of her life. Do you think I'm going to come in here in broad daylight with a sign looking like this? Wait a minute. Is it because I'm not dressed as a killer clown today that I'm allowed in? Is it because I'm a freaking superhero? Is that why?
Well, you're not allowed in until you calm down.
Hey.
Because you can't go in there screaming and yelling like you're doing right now.
Sir,
Yeah.
I'm not in there yet.
We at Accountability for All apologize for this brief interruption. This is a public service announcement on behalf of we the people. Cut to the blooper reel. Maybe after this, Sarasota PD might be regretting this hire.
Could be.
Swinging a penis?
Yeah, I 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 could be.
Swinging a penis?
Yeah,
Great hire, Sarasota PD. I mean, really, you must be swimming in talent with this guy.
you had your rights violated like I did. Let me just tell you what.
That are violated by me.
That's right. David's rights were never violated by this guy.
Let's put a stop to this right now. Let's put a stop to this right now. Let's put a stop to this right now.
Oh, wait, that's right, I remember. Last week it was this same cop that said David couldn't go into a public building and tried to get him arrested for going into said public building solely because he wanted to exercise his First Amendment rights. You mean it was that cop just last week that violated David's rights, who's now saying he never ever tried to violate David's rights? It just hit me. Cops lie?
Oh, why you gotta tell me? Oh, you can't even you can't even hold your folder. Why you gotta keep it? If you ain't got something nice to say to me, sir, you work for me. You got that?
I like your beard.
That was a quick transition, wasn't it? Just minutes before we were trying to violate the right out of David's rights, and now we're complimenting him on his beard. And that's something that cops normally do. They'll throw bait out there and get you to bite. They want to see just how well you know your rights. If they feel that you don't know your rights, they'll try and violate them. But if they believe that you have a decent handle on your rights, they'll try and quickly change course, in this case to David's beard, to try and get him off track. What this cop is also doing is he's attempting to honeypot David. What is a honeypot, you might ask? In espionage, a honeypot is a practice where a covert agent, in this case Officer Cepetus, usually female, creates a romantic or sexual relationship with a target, in this case David, to gain valuable intelligence. The target is usually male. The agent may or may not have physical involvement with the target. Sorry, Officer Cepetus. David's just not into you. But on a real note, cops do this all the time. Once they realize that you know your rights, you're going to push back, and that you won't let them violate your rights, they quickly change course. And they want to pull you in. So in this instance, they'll say, oh no, David knows his rights. Hey, nice beard, man. To kind of lull him into a false sense of security. To make him feel good. To give him some honey. Well, sorry, Cepetus. David ain't falling for your Pooh Bear tricks.
Oh,
I like the way you have it styled.
thank you. I get a lot.
It gives Batman a new look.
I get a lot of compliments from the women. The older ones, which I really don't like the older women, to be honest with you. But
You like younger or older?
I'd say 35 to 40. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm 55, but I can't help it. I'm 55. You don't remember I told you, sir, and you told me I was coming in the building half cocked. But guess what? I got into the building, didn't I? Didn't I? That's not...
Oh, yeah, well, we made a determination.
Yeah, you made me...
You should stay calm.
Sir, you people made me jump through hoops. You told me I couldn't have my sign. Guess what I'm bringing in there today? My sign. Are you going to tell me I can't bring my American flags in there too? I mean, and I'm wearing my mask. You cannot tell me to take this mask off.
Did you check the bag? No.
I put it up there, sir. I told you. Yeah. Do not let them American flags fall and touch the ground,
now,
sir.
Is that water?
That's water.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's water.
All right. You go by Good, right?
I go by my name. My first name is Good. My last name is Citizen. Yes, sir. You got that right. Okay. All right. Okay. Where's the sergeant? Where is that detective?
Oh, they thought I'd be good enough.
Oh, well, you know what I mean? I would much rather have just dealt with one officer instead of five. I had to defend myself against 5 of your brains. And you know what?
Just got one today.
I did pretty good. I did pretty good.
I have a couple inside, though.
I don't care about them brains. I did pretty good.
They're good guys.
I'm not saying they're good or bad. I did pretty good with 5 of you gang members surrounding me, didn't I? I think I did great.
Just we all good there, sir? Yeah. Okay. Just you got 2 here.
Yeah, go ahead and let them in. I don't want to block the door when I go with my sign. I don't want it to poke anybody in the heart and kill them, okay? I knew they were going to have a different opinion. You know what, AFA?
I hear you, David, but it's not just me, it's...
All of the people who clicked and did the views and gave them the comments, I had a feeling that these people were scared now because they realized that they messed up bad. Now look at this. Now my rights are being given to me. You know why? It's the money, honey. And let's take it out of Liz Albert's pay. Let's do that. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, do you work here?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you do. Do not erase that video. Do not erase that. What is your name?
My name is
Jan Thornburg. Do not erase that video. I'm going to get a public records request for that video.
When we covered David's first video, he had no idea who I was and really didn't have any idea of the activism or auditing community. But after I covered his first video, he started binge watching almost all of them, and not just mine, other people's. And what did he learn from my videos? That if a public official takes a photograph or video of you while in their public capacity, that video is subject to a records request. By watching my video, he also learned out how to fill out a records request. And that's exactly what David did. After this, he conducted a First Amendment audit on the property and requested that video. Make sure you check out his full video of the audit when it releases so you can see just how great he did.
Okay? Okay, John? You too, sir. Hey, I like that. You're in the public. You can do exactly what you want, sir. If you worked here, I would have taken that video. Okay, sir? I'm just over here flexing my rights like I was unable to the other day, and it's going to be a fat lawsuit. Let me just tell you what. I'm going to be able to buy a different costume for every time I come in here. Thanks to you folks. I appreciate you. Okay, am I ready to go on, sir? Now, Mr. Cepetus.
Yes.
You, sir, you, kind sir, I will allow you to open the door for me.
Let me just check on the side.
No, Article 11, sir. Read it. I've already done my homework.
Article 11. I'm just going to ask, and then I'll let you know. All right, so just stay.
You got.
Give me a couple of
Sir, no. Open the door. Open the door. No, you had plenty of time to do this before I came here, sir. No.
Let me explain.
Are you going to impede my way? Are you going to impede my way into this auditorium? Mm-hmm. You know what? Your immunity is going to be gone. Okay, because you know that you are violating my rights, and your immunity is going to be gone. I'm going to tack myself onto your paycheck, sir. I'm going to tack myself onto your paycheck, sir.
So just sit tight a minute.
Why all of a sudden now you have a problem?
Sergeant, just real quick. The sergeant's right here.
Yeah. Oh, well, once again, Mr. Parrish, we meet again. What did Intel say, sir? What did Intel? That's right. Oh, I can sit wherever I want to. Don't give me your directive, sir. Sir.
Listen to me. You can sit where you want. The sign can stay in the back.
Okay. I can put the sign where I want to, though, right? You said in the back. Don't you try and tell me. No. Any wall I want to, sir. Nope. I'm sorry, ma'am. Go ahead. I don't want to kill anybody with my sign.
Now, remember when you go inside, Batman, you can't.
That's right.
Don't act
Batman.
like this.
I identify as Batman now.
Decorum,
So
okay?
listen.
Decorum. Yeah, I know all about the decorum.
Sign obstructs the view from people being able to see.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, look, your directives, missed me with all that. Look, I lost respect for you, sir. When I asked you what Intel said, you would not tell me. You know why you didn't want to tell me? Because you didn't want me to walk in with my sign.
Do you want to go in, yes or no?
Are you getting hostile? I think
You're preventing yourself.
I think you just lost your temper just a little bit.
No, do you want to take the sign inside and put
What
it
do you
back in the
think,
wall?
sir? What do you think?
Bring it in and put
Where
it
do you
against
think
the
I
wall.
brought it with me, sir?
Right. Put it up against the wall then, and that's fine. But it's not going to go down in the seating area because it doesn't need
And
to
if
be down.
anybody starts to riot or flip out because of a sign, you need to be there and do your job, and you need to stop them. And you need to protect my First Amendment right. Kind sir. Oh, look at the
Now,
difference.
are you ready to go in?
Sir, I've
Keep
been.
it down.
Okay.
Can you
Put
do
the
that
sign
for
back.
us?
Sir, you know I know the rules. You know I know the rules, sir.
All right, let's go ahead. Just the sign will just stay in the back. That's it. You can sit up.
Don't give me no directives while I'm in there. Let's see.
His approach has been one of evasion.
Where is it? Oh, no. Let me think about that for a second. Let me think about where I'm going to put my sign. How you doing, sir? You got your body camera on. Is your body camera on? Okay, appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Don't touch my sign. Don't touch it. This sign is a part of me, okay? Don't touch that or my camera. It needs to go over here a little bit more. Excuse me, sir.
The size and scale of 1260 makes no sense for the lot he's chosen to build it on. In the developer's November 3rd request for a planning board adjustment, in one of his responses, he states, quote, "Granting the adjustment will allow for the site to be redeveloped with a ground floor that meets zoning code requirements for habitable space and retail frontage, except for those areas required by the building code that conflict with the zoning code requirements." End quote. Huh? I literally laughed out loud when I first read this. So what exactly is he saying? What he is saying is that because there are building code requirements that he cannot meet on the 12th.
First visit, they restrict David's First and Fourth Amendment right. They tell him that he's not allowed to enter a public building and engage in his right of free press, public peaceful assembly, and the ability to petition his government for a redress of his grievances. They take his sign and strip him of his mask. After watching our videos and the Sarasota PD being pummeled with criticism, he walks in with his sign, his mask, and all of his rights intact. Well, we had a chance to catch up with David, and this is what he had to say. What's going on, guys? So, you saw the first video, and it's funny, right? Cops in clown costumes have a problem with another man in a clown costume. The problem is that guy didn't have a badge on. Well, we saw how he was treated the first time, and as you can see, he went back for round number 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, David Brown. David, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Josh?
Better now that you're here. So you went in the first time, cops were all up on you.
Yes. The first time they were. Absolutely.
So, second video, you go in there expecting the cops to be all up on you. Were things the same as they were before?
No, absolutely not. It was night and day. It was like a desert when I walked in there. I almost thought it was like a trap, maybe. They were waiting for me to get deep in there and then snare the trap, and here they all come running out.
So maybe it was Batman and the superhero integrity of Batman that lulled them to sleep?
And the American flags now. I was sporting 2 American flags. I figured that ought to repel them.
So what do you think the difference is this time versus your first visit that changed their behavior so much?
Oh, I absolutely know. It was the emails, the Facebook, all the complaints. Yeah, they did not like that, I'm sure, because they're a little bit snooty. So I'm sure they were not happy about that.
So, joke's on them, right? They wanted to violate your rights. They wanted to try and force you to be searched. They didn't want to let you in a public building. And it stinks, right? When we have to go to the depths of looking at your video and then breaking down by Florida statute, like that only took me about 45 minutes of research. They went through training to be a police officer. You'd think that they know that free speech is illegal to the point where we have to break down the sign codes, the First Amendment. We shouldn't have to be doing that for the city of Sarasota.
And really, I'm just a Joe Schmo. Like, I learned a lot of what I know now from your channel, to be honest with you. And it's a shame that I had these rights all along, and I didn't flex them. I didn't know them. And that's a really big shame, because my rights were fought and died for. And I should appreciate that a lot more and not take this. If it was not for people like you, kind sir, we'll have a Nazi Germany real fast. I'm telling you right now. That was night and day difference how I was treated. I felt like a human being. Before, even though I was dressed in a clown outfit, they made me feel like a subhuman. And I still got a rotten egg taste in my mouth and in my mind, especially from this.
Well, no one should ever be made to feel or to feel like they've been dehumanized or feel less than human. And I think it's a real problem with policing, right? Because they don't have a great idea who you are. And even if they do know who you are, you don't have this large following like I have. So because you don't have a large following, they can dehumanize you. They can devalue you. They can subvert your rights. They can subvert the Constitution. They can make you less than while violating your rights. But once they see that a channel with a lot of viewers has covered your story, and that could make the money train slow down on its way into Sarasota, then all of a sudden they're willing to violate your rights. You know, I spoke to Liz Alpert today, the vice mayor, folks. I called and I did my sweet talking to get her on the phone. I said, "Oh, I love what you're doing." You guys know that, right? You give them candy. "Oh, I love the mayor. The vice mayor's doing such a good job. Love to talk to her." She gets on the phone and I said, "Oh man, you poor thing. I can't imagine what you've been going through. You know, having people dressed in clown costumes roaming around your building." And she goes, "I know." And I said, "Then why are you letting the cops in there in the first place?" I think it's really interesting that people in clown costumes don't want to invite someone dressed in a clown costume into the building. I'm surprised they didn't welcome him with open arms, thinking that he was a brother police officer. So, David, you go back in, this time your rights are violated. You see some of the same cops, and just so you know, they can't restrict you from holding your sign. So if their issue is that your sign is obstructing the view of others, your sign is still a form of protest. Your sign is equivalent to your camera. It's equivalent to you voicing your speech. So as long as you have your sign by your knees, right, just sitting right on your feet, you're allowed to have that sign. You're allowed to have that mask. You're allowed to have that voice.
It is 4 feet tall. However, in the very back row, there's room for my sign to go in between the seats. The only reason why I didn't put it there is because I wanted Liz Albert to read every bit of my sign. I made sure it was in a spot where she had to look at it and read it. If I would have put it behind the seats, and even for 1 inch, if she couldn't read it, that's not good enough. I want her to read the whole thing.
So Liz Alpert, you're on notice. City of Sarasota, you're on notice. Not a good look. And I leave it with this. I've been to Sarasota before, and there's nothing stopping me from doing another visit and taking a look at my public buildings out in Sarasota. The federal government taxes me a pretty penny, so I might as well see how that money's been put to work. David, any last thoughts, anything you want to leave Sarasota with?
Well, I could tell you, I got a really good feeling that now they know that I know my rights. They're not going to mess with me anymore. And I'm going to be able to do what I need to do to protest and have my freedom of speech. And I am so thankful for that. I mean, I would have really went nuts now had I not been allowed back in there today with my sign and my mask and be able to look the way I wanted to. I would be a wreck right now. I would be a wreck right now. But instead, I am smiling.
And you should be. It's a job well done. I think it's a travesty that it took my video and people being upset with them for them to finally uphold their oath to the Constitution and protect your rights, the same as they're supposed to protect that Constitution. But you got the job done. There's going to be more to come. So everyone, like I said, David Brown's original video links and his channel links are in the description below. So make sure you go over there and tell him Accountability for All sent you. And Sarasota, I just want to let you know, you tried to violate his rights. You merely, very slowly, almost succeeded the first time. You didn't bother to try and violate his rights the second time because you understood that you were not the smartest one in the room. We, the people, are going to hold that torch every single time. So, Sarasota, I'm watching, and that's the reason I stopped you today.
David's newest audit that we featured here today and his channel link along with the original video we covered are going to be in the description. Head over to his channel and tell him again that Accountability for All sent you. It's because of folks like David that we do this. Folks want to flex their rights, but they're not exactly sure how to do that or what their rights are. So they stumble upon videos like ours and learn how to protect themselves from overbearing and tyrant police. And the same as David was educated by us, these tyrant thug cops were educated by David. Spoiler alert, he's meeting with his attorney next week, and the lawsuit is not only incoming, it's imminent. And that's the reason I stopped you today.